News. Steel cut and rolled oatmeal, are they all good for you? Experts say it all depends.
Oh, okay. Well, let's find out why. Sherry Bookvar is here. She's a nutritionist that we love and learn a lot from. Okay, what's the deal?
So oatmeal, no matter what type you have, is healthy for you. We'll talk about the sugar part of it in a moment.
Okay.
But whether it's rolled, whether it's steel cut or quick cooking oatmeal, they're all healthy for you. In fact, they're all considered whole grains. And what happens is when you take the husk off, you're left with the groat. So it's really just how they process it and how you're cooking it. So even the quick cooking ones, although it's processed a little more, it's still considered a whole grain. They're naturally gluten-free. And the wonderful thing about oatmeal is not only does it fill you up, but it's healthy for you. It's good for cardiovascular disease prevention, diabetes prevention, and remember, it has fiber in it. And fiber fills you up. So it gives you a feeling of satiety, a feeling of fullness, so it keeps you fuller longer. It slows absorption.
I always say the word satiety. I've been saying it wrong. Satiety. Is that how you say it?
Yes,
oh, well, there you go. That's a takeaway right there.
So it gives you that feeling of satiety, the feeling of fullness, and what it does is it slows the absorption of sugar into the bloodstream. So instead of getting quick peaks and valleys, you're getting a nice even-keeled energy level.
But steel cut's better, isn't it, for you?
So
because
actually,
it's more fiber? No?
Negligible. No, they're all about the same in terms of
it
fiber.
seems like the harder it is to make, the better it's supposed to be for you. Like, oh, this is 20 minutes. This must be really good for me.
Exactly. It fills you up more.
It does, but it's not that much better for you. The other thing to keep in mind is that some of the quick cooking ones that come in the packet do have sugar in it. So if you think about the ones that have all the flavors,
dinosaur eggs, which is just sugar packets.
But the oatmeal itself is actually healthy. And you know, I also argue for, let's just say, a child who would be having a sugary cereal. I would sooner them have a packet of the sugary oatmeal, put fruit in there, mix, let's say, a cubed up apple or berries and some sliced almonds or walnuts, and as long as there's no nut allergy, mix that up, and you have a great high energy breakfast that's way better than a sugar cereal for the small amount that would be in the packet of oatmeal. Still better to have it plain and add your own fruit and your own flavorings to it, but if need be, you're still getting the benefit of the fiber and the oats that are in it. It's a little bit more processed, but not as much.
Always from you. Okay, so for years, experts have encouraged us to eat a wide variety of foods because this will help us get the nutrients that we need. Well, now researchers say that it can actually, the advice can backfire.
So this really depends upon the person itself. But what this study looked at was a panel, it was actually a panel of experts with the American Heart Association, and they looked at some studies that showed that people who had a wide variety in their diet did eat a wide variety of healthy foods, but also of processed foods, of snack foods, sweetened beverages, things like that.
Taking it the wrong way.
So this is what I say. So that looked at some of the studies. So I think you really have to evaluate this on a person-to-person basis. For example, if you are the type of person that does better on a more, let's say, restrictive type of diet, where you know you're eating the same foods similar every day without a lot of variety because you know that you won't go astray and eat a lot of junk food, well then maybe that is in line with the study. That's right. But then I've also seen another group of people, and I do a lot of counseling for weight control, and that people who eat the same foods every day, sometimes they find that they're not satisfied, that they get bored, so they end up eating more later on in the day. So there is no cookie cutter, you know, to use that as an example, really person here, you really have to look at each individual person. But this panel of experts did look at some studies that showed that people who had a large variety of nutritious foods also had a large variety of excess of processed sugary beverages and snacks and things like that.
Exactly.
They had too many choices. So
all right, Sherry Bookvar. That makes sense to me.
Thank you.
Satiety. That's the word.
Yes.
All right, Nick.